good to go. Okay, and we are ready to judge, so we'll have the first print, please. Print scores 75. And Ian, you're on 73. What feedback can you offer?
My problem is for me anyway, a lack of storyline, and it is so real. I'd prefer something to be a little more abstract. Well, no, more abstract, more storyline. There's just not enough there for me to assess.
Thank you for that feedback. And we'll have the next print, please. And G's going to step off for this one, and I'll have Trevor Foon just step in on behalf of G Greenslade to judge this image. And once again, for the benefit of the audience, judges can step off the panel if they don't feel comfortable judging a print for whatever reason, and a substitute judge will step in on their behalf to judge the print. Print scores 87, silver distinction. Can I get a comment from Mandarin, please?
Technically this is beautiful. All the texture of the hide on the elephant. I love the bravery of the crop, and that the beautiful use of highlight underneath the tusk. You can see all the detail in the tusk. The reason why I didn't go a little higher was I would have loved to have seen just a hint of more detail in the shadow on the face of the elephant. But beautiful.
Okay, thank you. We'll also take this opportunity for a judge change. So Trevor Foon joins us on the panel, and G has stepped off. So thank you. And could we have the next print, please? Print scores 80, silver award. And Trevor, just a quick comment from you, please.
Yeah, I didn't quite get it to silver, but there's so much going on there. I was just a little lost with so many things happening, and the narrative wasn't really clear. Also, I was a little just divided by the wall, the off balance of everything happening on one side and that one little area that had nothing, and just a little perturbing.
Thank you. I'm going to have a next print, please. Could I have G on the panel to judge this one? Nuran has stepped off. Print scores 84 silver award. And could I get a quick comment from you, G?
I really quite enjoyed the simplicity of this image. I feel like I just wanted to see a little bit more handling in terms of composition. Two little, it appears to be boats, but I think their landscapes seem to be a little bit lost down there in terms of length and how they're relating to the other ones. So,
All right, thank you. I'll just take this opportunity to also do a judge change. Ian, thank you. G, you can step off and get Nuran back. And Andrew Campbell has just walked in, so you can join us on the panel, Andrew. Great timing. Okay, could we have the next print, please? Um, 84. Sorry? 84. Oh, that's 10 points higher. That's probably a good thing I wasn't scoring it. Print scores 76. And Mandarin, just a comment.
Really cool idea. I enjoy that. The reason why I didn't go higher was I feel like there could have been a bit more careful placement of the chairs and the tables. Also, the blue and the green tables just don't fit in with the color, the really cool color scheme. And also the guy, it doesn't look like he's looking at the girl. He looks like he's looking off into the distance. So there's a bit of a disconnect in the expressions.
Okay, thank you. Next print, please. Print scores 82, silver award. Pretty much unanimous across the board there. And I'll just get a comment from Andrew Campbell, please.
Happy to applaud the use of the colour palette here. I think it's absolutely right for the subject. And I think the grace and form within the figures mimicking each other is done very, very well. I would caution the author in future on the use of running a horizon right through the middle of the photograph, though.
Okay, thank you. Great feedback. And we'll have the next print, please. Print scores 80, silver award. And Gary, just a bit of feedback from you, please, on this image.
Yes, look, the whole story is about the gentleness of the touch, and perhaps the gentleness could have even been a little bit softer, because I think everything else is nice, soft and mellow, but the hand is perhaps just a little bit strong and bony. So I think the touch needed to be resolved a little bit more, and we would have gone higher.
Thank you for that feedback. And we'll have the next print, please. Mandarin, I need your score. Print scores 84, silver award. I'm just going to get a comment on Trevor, please.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't up there. I just found this a little confusing with the composition values. It didn't sort of just gel with me. So maybe, yeah, I don't know what more to say.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Andrew, please.
Love the pareidolia aspect of this. At first I thought I was looking at a cake or a vanilla slice or something like that, and then when you go up to it and you take on board what you're actually looking at, I think it's wonderful the way that the mind interprets this, and the author has given us something to go up and play with visually. Well done.
Okay, thank you. Next, please. Trevor? And Mandarin? Not coming in? Just a bit of a technical issue in getting the scores through, so we're just waiting on some IT support. Okay, the scores have come through now, but we don't have an average. It's not giving us a.
Still trying to refresh. The server just needed a little balance.
And the 2017 Illustrative category is brought to us by the good people at ASO Monitors. Thank you so much for your support, ASO. We're just waiting to the system to reboot and refresh. So hang in there, folks. While we wait, I think it'll be intriguing for the people in the audience to hear a little bit about our judges. So, guys, pick up a mic, introduce yourself, tell us your story, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you like, what you don't like, date of birth, bank account details, anything you want to share with us? Who wants to go first? Nuran, let's hear from you, yeah.
My name is Nuran Zora. I'm from Sydney, and
I can tell by the accent. Yes,
yeah. I can say you can tell I'm from French's Forest as well, can't
yes,
you?
of course.
Yeah, I'm from Istanbul. I have an Armenian background, but I've been living in Australia, my home, 25 years now. And I work in the commercial field most of the time, and I shoot photograph of jewelry, very shiny, sparkly things.
Pretty shiny things.
Very shiny things, but I like stones, but I love other type of stones as well, and I'm very into history and the culture, and I'll go travel places I like to go and document historical sites and do tours.
Fantastic, thank you. And Gary Greenwich.
Yes, I'm Gary Cranich. I'm from Queensland. I work for the Queensland Museum. I'm the photographer there. I've been there a little while, 34 years. And I work in our publishing department. We publish wildlife books and landscape books. Yeah, so constantly providing content for those sorts of avenues, as well as doing lots of different things. So, yeah. And it's interesting to be sitting here with Andrew Campbell and Ian Poole. So we go way, way back. Andrew Campbell and I studied together. So, yeah.
Wow.
And Ian taught us. So, yeah,
fantastic.
A long association.
Get the band back together again.
From getting the boy band back together. Yeah, we're
fantastic.
touring, appearing tonight at Young and Jackson. So, yeah, get on down there.
That's not a good place to appear.
So I'll hand to the bassist of our band, Andrew Campbell.
Yeah, over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Gary. Though there's always one, isn't there? But you've kept your hair. I'm Andrew Campbell. I've been a professional photographer for 35 years, studying originally in Queensland and emigrating to Victoria in 1998. I've shot advertising, fashion, commercial, food, portrait, 4 weddings in my life, never anymore. And I recently, I guess, in our day-to-day job, we shoot CEOs, execs, politicians, lawyers. If you voted for them, we photograph them. My passion, which I've discovered in the last 5 years, is photographing the stars, the heavens, the astrophotography, the amazing stuff that's up there that when you go out on a dark night and go camping and you step back from the campfire and you look up and you ask yourself those big questions. Well, I photograph the stuff that prompts that. I found it hard and difficult and rewarding, and it's been quite an amazing journey. So
awesome.
Call me Starman.
Thank you, Starman. Okay, so we finally have a score here to announce. The score is 84, silver award. But we have Andrew Campbell on 92, who would like to challenge.
Yeah, very much so.
And take it away, Andrew.
Thanks very much. I love this picture, the whimsy that I'm presented with here. I'm kind of looking at a kid's storybook illustration, how to raise your dinosaur. Here's the little boy and the colour there. The author has chosen to illustrate that subject with the warm colour that, bam, right in the middle, takes you right there where you want to be. And then you gently explore the rest of the picture. This isn't a big scary dinosaur, this is a pet. And anyone who's a pet lover would appreciate how funky it would be to have a dinosaur as a pet. And obviously in your imagination, if you're a little kid, that's just the kind of thing that, you know, little kids and little boys go through that phase where, and little girls perhaps, I don't have them, where they want a dinosaur. And I think the author's done a fabulous job of being subtle with this. And that's why I've rewarded it for the visual communication strength.
Okay, Gary Cranich, you're on 77. You saw something different?
Yes, I understand the subtlety, Andrew. So I'm listening to what you're saying about. I got the story about the watercolour feel of a children's book and that illustration. But for that reason, I thought the subtlety perhaps worked against it, in that if we are going to go along that way of subtlety with a children's style idea, I think the idea has to be a little bit more obvious and up. So depending on how this was put together and pieced together would affect the communication success of it. So I'm still listening to you. I'm not at gold with you, but I can come along and get along a bit further. Okie dokes.
Okay, I'm going to hear from Mandarin, who's on 81.
Yeah, I scored it silver. I think it's a beautiful image. I love the colour palette. The reason why I didn't go higher was I actually wanted more story. I almost wanted to see steam or froth or foam coming out of the mouth of that dinosaur, because he looks pretty vicious. And I found that the sky was too blown out. I kept getting distracted by it, and I wanted to go back to the focus of the story.
Okay, Andrew, your write a reply, please.
I'll take on board those comments, guys, but Mandarin, I'm sorry, if there was steam and smoke coming out of the dinosaur, it wouldn't be the imagination of a playful pet. And that's, you know, the dinosaur's kind of big and scary in a kid's mind, but it's not literally big and scary in the photograph, in this case. In my opinion, I think it's just right. You've got this expanse, you know, your mind, it's like a dream scene, because you've got this wide open expanse where you're just not sure where to place it, but the author's chosen to place it bang in the middle, and yet they've left the space for our minds to wander and go about taking on board that dream. I think it's fabulous, guys. I really appreciate you guys having another good long look at this and raising your scores.
All right, judges, can you please take those comments on board and rescore the print? It currently sits on 84, and Andrew has challenged it in the gold range on 92. And print now moves up into the silver distinction on 87. Well done, judges. Great work. Every point counts in the end. And could we have the next print, please? Print scores 75. And could I get a quick comment from Mandarin, please, on 73?
Yeah, look, it's actually the printing is quite well done. I couldn't score it higher because I didn't really understand the story and the reason for all the separate little images, but it's a concept that could be developed, perhaps.
Thank you, and we'll have the next print, please. Print scores 83, silver award. We have Andrew Campbell on 88, who will challenge, will accept that challenge. Andrew, take it away.
Thanks, Rocco. Immediately drawn to the, I guess, to the pathos of this image. Take a look at these hands. The suggestion that the subject can no longer play, or at least that's my reading of it. Surrounded by magnum opus, perhaps that is there. Maybe that's just been played or composed. I guess the nature of the story is that you can go anywhere you want to with it, and I really appreciate the fact that our mind can do that. Then on photographic terms, beautiful, fabulous light on the subject, brilliantly composed. All the elements in the background are subtle. They're not taking away from my appreciation of what's going on with the subject, and yet I'm left with plenty of story to interpret. So I've given this a good solid silver distinction.
I'm going to hear from Gary Cranich, please, who's an 83 silver.
Yes, Andrew, I completely got the frustration. I probably came at it more from I can't play at all as opposed to not. I've hit the wall. The only thing not taking me a little bit higher is I think he's just a bit too overlit and a little bit too punchy. That's all. That's minor, but I'm still listening to your argument about the whole narrative, and it has been really well pieced together, that story. And yeah, the frustrated piano player is, we've all failed piano lessons, so yeah, that came across really well.
Now, Mandarin, you're on 84, just outside of silver distinction.
Yeah, and look, I wanted to go higher, and I could potentially go higher. It is a beautiful image, beautiful composition. The reason why, and the shafts of light, everything's very well thought out. The reasons why I didn't go a little higher, that book, the title on the book at the back, I couldn't quite read it. So if you can tell me what it says, it just added to the story. But I wanted to see what it was. But the main thing for me was what Gary said, that the face, not even that it's overlit, it actually looks like the wrong colour temperature, the beautiful warmth of everything else, and then it's almost like the face is lit with a spotlight. It's just too cool, so I want it to all sort of tone in together beautifully.
All right, Andrew, your right or reply, please.
Thanks, Mandarin. I was itching for someone to hit that, so you've done it. It's a spotlight because he's in the spotlight. He's a concert pianist. And that's what they do. They get up there on the stage and they black it out the whole stage, and it's just the person and the piano. But he can't do it anymore. That's it. So he's still in the spotlight, and he's going, well, what do I do now? So that's the story, in my opinion. And that's why it's lit and strong and perfect.
All right, thank you, judges. I need you to rescore the print, which currently sits on 83. Andrew has asked you to join him in the next scoring range of Silver Distinction. And he has done that successfully on 86. Silver Distinction. Congratulations. Okay, we'll just have a blank screen, please. And we will go on a break. Judges, I need you back here at 10 past 11, sharp. And we'll see you all soon. In the illustrative category, proudly brought to us by the good people at AZO Monitors.